Good morning, Green Spring. Today is Tuesday, September 22nd. Can you believe it? I'm Elke Martin, your host, and with me in the studio today is Lynn Keefe. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning, Elke.
You are the brave woman who heads this giant department of general services.
Yeah,
So I'm glad to see you look well.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you have a number of updates for us, do you?
I do. Okay. It takes every single person on our team and across the community and our resident partners too. So this week is Security Appreciation Week, and they're a team we already appreciate, but we give a little extra recognition this week. So if you see an officer around, just thank them for what they do.
Yeah.
Last week was Housekeeping Week, and that's another group of really unsung heroes.
That's right.
Especially right now.
They work in the background and they work tirelessly.
Yes,
right?
all that extra cleaning to make sure we stay healthy and well. So always great to give that extra recognition. So speaking of COVID, next Monday, the 28th, we will have change in our gatehouse screening.
Okay.
So we will no longer be doing the screening of our employees. Employees, and I'm sure Melissa and Chandra have probably been on to talk about this as well. We as employees have to go in and do an attestation to say that, yes, every morning we evaluate ourselves and go through these questions. Many places are doing that as well. So at the gatehouse, we will only be screening visitors and vendors. So at some point next week, the big tent will go away. Our gatehouse officer will be doing that. It's an abbreviated screening. Some residents have asked, well, I have a family member who has that laser tag on their car to go through the right-hand gate.
Yes.
Those will still not be activated. We still need to screen those individuals.
Okay.
So
anybody who doesn't live here at Green Spring or doesn't work here as staff member has to go through the left lane and answer the officers at the
so beginning Monday. Otherwise, residents and employees go through the right-hand side. So beginning on the 28th. Few other things around campus.
Yes, I bet you want to talk about the bridge.
The bridge. So last time I was on, and folks I'm sure remember this, Lynn said we were on schedule and it was going to open.
Yes.
And we were
Long
so close.
Long time ago.
So we ran into a number of things at the very, very end. And they were multifaceted. It wasn't us alone, it was the contractor and even the county. There were some extra testing procedures that they wanted to go through. And so all of this has taken time, some amendment to some of the engineering work and some drawings. For what is really a pretty simple process. But the good news is that yesterday the bridge opened with just the hard surface.
Oh, really?
Yes. So yesterday afternoon, and allows folks to go across. It will close on Friday afternoon for the final work. They'll roll the carpet back out, do all the last fine tuning on Friday evening and Saturday, and by Sunday we expect it to be 100% complete.
Oh, okay.
So we do apologize. Sometimes it's the perfect storm, and that was the perfect storm. So we thank everyone for their patience as we move through that. A couple other things that are going on. So the gazebo. That's one of those things that now that we can bring more vendors on, we are going to be doing a refresh. There's some repair that's necessary, just an overall refresh of the gazebo. And if you've been down near the pond, you may say, why is that fountain not on? And I see green on there. So we've had an electrician out, and there's an underground electrical problem. So we expect the electrician back this week. We may need to replace the pump as well. We're trying to get that done as quickly as possible because it really does affect the health of the pond, but more importantly, it doesn't look great. So, so do know that is in process as well.
Okay.
You know, we've got a couple new staff members really excited to tell you about. So Jeff, and his last name is Snow, which, you know, that's a word we don't usually say in our department.
One of those four-letter words.
Yes. He is our new grounds supervisor. Comes with 20 plus years of experience. I will say that because of COVID is probably why we got the opportunity to bring him on.
Now, is he replacing somebody, or is he coming on
So
in
he
addition?
is replacing Omar Alvarado, who was here, who's been gone for several months. And we still have Dave, and we still have Cornelius. So Jeff has been here just about 2 weeks now, getting familiar, and you will see more and more activity from them and their coordination with our landscape vendors.
Yeah.
So really excited to have him.
I heard from several people that plants that or bushes or shrubs or whatever that had been planted recently have not been watered appropriately.
So
those things will be taken care of better now?
Yes, we have
that's
some.
That's terrible, right?
Absolutely, and that's the last thing that we want. We had some that the assumption was that there was a water issue. We had some that were actually diseased, and those were warranted by our vendor, so they are replacing those. We also have some shrubbery across campus that is just at the end of its life. It's still alive, but it just doesn't look great.
Like the rest of us.
No,
so some of us.
No.
Sorry.
But maybe we feel like some of those look. So we're working on those. They've had the vendor out addressing irrigation head issues in the next year, and actually probably over 2 years, to replace the irrigation system in phases where we're not doing construction work, but in the meantime we want it to be fully operational. So you'll see Jeff out and about the 10th anniversary garden, or the pocket garden. So we're impatiently waiting for that fountain to come in. The fountain, like so many things, has been delayed, but we're told that by, I believe, October 9th we should have it. Well, fingers crossed, and that will be wrapped up.
So we could enjoy it a bit before the frost sets in. Or
well, I know we
stops fountain.
The mornings this week have been a little extra cool, but you know our weather will change. So we also have the garden in front of Garden Ridge. So it was torn out, and then we had to wait for a connection to be made. So that has been done. So within the next week, water should be flowing to that area, and we'll get that area replanted. So, and lots of other work to continue around campus. Low voltage lighting. So we've identified a replacement. The pathway lighting that we have, the little mushroom lights. Some of them have been broken. Some could be easily repaired. Others, there are no parts, so we are beginning to replace those so that we have appropriate lighting everywhere. So I know folks will be happy about that as well.
Yeah, that's important.
Housekeeping. So lots of desire from folks to get housekeeping back, and we've been doing that. You can now have 2 cleanings per month as we begin to work back into doing our regular housekeeping for residents. What I would ask is, when you call, please leave a message if you don't get a live person in housekeeping. They will get back to you within 24 hours. The call volume is significantly increased, so they're trying to balance answering those calls and getting out to accomplish.
I can see that.
Yes, so please leave a message with detailed information, and they will get back to you and get you scheduled.
Now, I have a question that was still on the construction end before you moved on to housekeeping. Somebody asked me the other day, or we were talking as I was walking by Town Center, why that staircase is now curtained off from the bottom. When you walk along by Fireside on the top, it's all open and naked and you can see it, but something must be going on there.
Yes, so there is wiring in the ceiling, and there's a part of what they're going to do from Book, the contractor, that involves scaffolding. So,
Uh-huh.
so they had to close that area off in order to keep it safe. So you'll see some changes. Some days you may see more activity than others. Sometimes you might see scaffolding. So there's work going on overhead, and because that is all open, that's why it has to be closed for that period of time.
Okay.
So unrelated to the bridge, although the closure, I think their scaffolding wasn't delivered, so it didn't close exactly on the day that they had told us. But while we're talking about Town Center, lots of activity there as well. So the front desk is going to be moved to the temporary location next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, they're also going to be putting in the new door in the vestibule in front of Town Center. So if I were a resident or anyone else, that I would avoid Town Center next Tuesday and Wednesday. There's going to be a lot of activity, and anything you can do to minimize traffic there, needs from the front desk, would be great.
And if you need to go to CVS, you do that from the inside if you can.
Yes,
as a
the
resident.
door, there will still be an entrance that will be available, but
Yeah.
just be mindful, there will be lots of warnings.
And
So
that's next week,
next
Tuesday and
Wednesday, yes.
Okay. Do you have
Yes.
anything of imminent, important, anything
I-
else? We're
I
coming to
think-
the end, I'm told.
I think that's good. Just, everyone keep doing what we're doing. Wear your mask, stay 6 feet away,
Right.
hand hygiene, all of that,
And keep calm.
and keep calm,
You
yes.
think this will be over at some point? all
Boy, I
this
wish I had a
containment?
crystal ball.
Yeah.
It's hard to think back to when we weren't doing it, but,
That's right. That's right. It feels like forever.
but we're going to
Yeah.
keep taking those baby steps forward.
Well, I thank you so much for
Thank you.
keeping at it and keeping all the balls up in the air. And thanks for updating us today.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Lynn.